Whew, it's bright. What's up? This is IanKamau. It's March 8th, Sunday, March 8th, 2020. It is a very sunny day in Toronto. It's also International Women's Day and my friend Sarah Chitambo's birthday. Happy birthday, Sarah Chitambo. She's out in Johannesburg. The Kickstarter now has 7 days to go. 170 people have chosen to support it. I appreciate all those backers. Thank you very much for believing in the projects and believing in my ability to do these projects. I really appreciate it. I'm still pushing towards the 20K goal. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous that I can actually make it, given that there's 7 days and there's just under $7,000 to go. Yeah, but I'm still focused on that goal, and I'm gonna try to push very hard this week to hopefully get it there. But thank you to everybody that has given so far to the project, that has backed the project. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, especially, well, I'll talk more about the last couple of years, but for now, I'll just say it means a lot to me. Today is International Women's Day. I went to Shibi Lady last night. Shout out my friend Chinedu Ukubam from Super Freak. I wanted to go check out his show. He did this show last year, an event last year, I should say, for, I don't know if it was International Women's Day or Women's Month, but I didn't go that last year, so I thought that I'd go this year, so shout out to him. But yeah, I just wanted to do, I made a video yesterday. That was talking about all these women in my life who have supported me, who have believed in me, who have, when I say supported, I mean supported me in like very practical ways to do some of the things that I needed to do, whether that was finish school, whether that was these creative projects in one form or another, whether it was personal, you know, like whether it was just like my psychological or my physical health, or just like advice, mentorship. And I realized that about 15 minutes into the video that this is, I don't really have the capacity to do this video. It could potentially be, it could be hours. This video could end up being 3 hours long, because there's so many people who happen to be women who have put a lot of time and energy into me to make me be the person who I am. I mean, obviously the number one person is a woman named Claire Preto, who literally is responsible for me being alive. Claire Preto, my mother, and all the things that come with motherhood. But then also my mom was a businesswoman and a filmmaker who was the first black filmmaker, well, not was, is the first black female filmmaker in the country of Canada. And so while she was raising me, she was also had this whole other life, which I was also involved in, around making film and television, predominantly about black people in Canada, and also supporting a lot of people, young women who were in the arts and media in various ways, shapes, or forms. You know, so I stood to benefit from living in a house with my mom up until I was 26. And, you know, I still speak to her many times a week. You know, so there's my mom. Anyway, this video ended up being very long because I was talking in detail about all the various things that, that these women had done in my life. And I realized this could be an entire book worth of just me talking about all the details of how women, and specifically black women and women of color, have like supported me to do the things that I wanted to do, to get through school, and to be the kind of person that I'm hopefully striving to be now. And it just got too long, so I figured I would just say a bunch of names. The thing I kind of don't like about International Women's Day is that it's like this big generalizing thing, like Black History Month. And there are people that we talk about, like, you know, far away people, but not necessarily but I think it's important to speak about the people that are actually directly connected to us while we're talking about, like, I don't know, Michelle Obama or Beyonce or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I mean, there's been a lot of women who've supported me through school and have kind of followed me even outside of school that I initially met inside of school. The first person I can think about is Helen Wolf. Helen Wolf was a teacher of mine in grade 2, who, like, Helen Wolf was at my listening party. You know, she came to my 37th birthday party. Lynn Seligman and Jerry Mabin, who both worked at I went to private school when I was a kid, and who both worked at that private school. One was the principal, one was my grade 1 teacher. When I got to Oakwood, I had a lot of problems in high school. When I got to Oakwood, Pauline Bullen was very important there. She was a guidance counselor there and ended up actually being a good friend of my mom later on, and navigated me through a lot of, you know, typical, like, drama that young black children tend to have inside of educational institutions with their teachers and the institutions and the systems there. When I got to university, Camille Hernandez Ramdwar, who's now a professor at Ryerson, was a TA in a course called Cultures of Resistance, which a lot of people from York in and around my generation would know the significance of. Camille Hernandez Ramdwar. In my 2 masters, my 2 primary master's supervisors, Barbara Rader at York University in the Environmental Studies Department, who's now retired, and Dory Tunstall, who's the Dean of Design, supervised my MRP or my thesis work at OCAD. And I mean, that thesis is the thing that I'm trying to make into the special edition magazine that hopefully if I hit the 20,000 I can do in the way that I envision it. So, I mean, Dory Tunstall, she does a lot of work with all of the students there at OCAD and with the faculty and the systems there, trying to manage that. But she was also my supervisor, my primary supervisor at OCAD, and I really don't think that I would have been able to get through OCAD if I didn't meet somebody that was like Dory Tunstall, and Dory was that person. And then, you know, there are a lot of people that are in my personal life who have been very supportive of me, creatively, personally, etc. My friend Ren Nile, who is the mother of my godson. You may see me walking around with a 12-year-old boy sometimes. His name is Harlow Mingus Joy. So he's my godson, and me and his mom have been good friends for it may actually be 20 years at this stage in the game. Ren Nile, a great poet, intellectual, a storyteller. Yeah. Ren, Tuku, Kemba, Sada Awaligod. If you were on my Instagram, you probably saw Sada, her husband, and her 2 little girls. Yesterday, I went out to Pickering to visit them. Sada's been one of my good friends also for a very long time. Milka Kuflu, Christine L. Coley, Kara Eastcott, Leandra Legendre, you know, a painter, an artist friend of mine who used to come by my place every Wednesday and just paint in some of the kind of like confusing times in my life. We were both trying to like figure out how to be artists again in some way. Ashlyn Rose at the Theater Center has been incredibly important in the last almost 5 years, just in supporting me through a project that I've been working on there, which has influenced a lot of these other projects that I've actually been fundraising for in terms of Kickstarter. Ashlyn Rose. My mom's face keeps popping up inside of my head, but I keep telling myself that I've already spoken about my mom. I mean, I could spoke about my mom for the rest of my life. Wendy Motion Braithwaite. There's so many people. I already mentioned Sarah Chitambo, who's still a good friend of mine, who I met in 2012, I believe, when I was in South Africa, and you know, we keep the connection. Yeah, there's so many people. There's actually too many people to name. Rania, shout out Rania. We're gonna get this podcast done. Rania, I consider Rania to be a mentor of mine, but she's like 10 years younger than me. I feel like not that age is a thing, but still. Rania, you may have seen me, you know, walking through the forest in Banff sometime last year, and Rania is responsible for helping me get out of the city and have some time to write and whatever. I'm watching the time on this video. It's at 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop this list. This list could actually keep going. Anne-Marie Roberts, what up? Jalika Natifa Yashana, what's up? They know who they are. All people that I don't know that in a regular day I would speak of as being significant, but inside of my mind and inside of my body, these are all very significant people in my life that if I didn't have these people in my life, I wouldn't be who I was or where I was or whatever. You know, those challenges and that kind of support and the labor that a lot of women, I would say specifically women of color and specifically black women do in relation to the people like me, like the men that are in their life, is significant. And although I could probably continue to talk about this for a very long time, I am going to stop it here. Happy International Women's Day. You can still donate to the Kickstarter. I'll post the link inside of the bio. Down below. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's 7 days left to go. I'm gonna push as hard as I can. I would appreciate whatever you can do to continue to push it, so I can make these projects happen. And I'm gonna end it there. Thank you. We're at like almost 12 minutes. It's okay. All right, peace.